Um, Alright, so I've been filming the last, 130 videos or so. I don't know, I'm almost up to 200 videos filmed on this thing. Over 100 videos I've made on this vlog, whether it's, just normal vlogs or challenge videos or whatever. The majority of these videos have all been filmed on the phone that I have in my hand right now, the Galaxy S6 Edge. And to be honest, it has its pros and its cons. Pros is basically it's always with me, so I can pick it up and do something whenever I want, like now when I'm in the pool. Cons, it's really limiting in terms of it might sound bougie, it might sound stupid to say about like creative vision and things like that, creative editing. It's really limited. I try to have a little bit of fun with what I could. If you have a look at my last video, using zoom and using different like filter effects just for reactions and that kind of stuff. So there's something that can be done with it. Some things that can be done with it, I mean to say, but I find it frustrating to use because I suppose it's a biggish phone, but it's not as big as like the pluses and that kind of stuff. So it's still fiddly when everything on your screen is touch based, and the interface is only so big. It can be really finicky, especially with cuts. Cuts are so hard to do on this thing. So the majority of the stuff that I do, obviously is a lot of it's just exactly like this, like lots of talking and not much else. It's not that, it's not so much of a big deal, but if I wanted to do more creative things and longer videos, maybe not longer videos, because I've been having, I noticed the other day that one of my videos was like 4 minutes long. Oh, actually, yeah, so it wasn't, the last video was about 4 minutes long. I was like, whoa, that's like the shortest video I've done in months. But IT guy at my work told me about this site that I should have a look at for a laptop. And when I got on there, it's still like, prices are good and whatnot, but it's still quite expensive, especially for the program, the editor that I want to use is, some of you may know of it, or some of you, if you're, doing videos well, whether it's YouTube or just your own personal stuff, is HitFilm. And basically to run that, I would need minimum quad-core. I could probably get away with an i5 quad-core, fairly decent video card, and 64-bit OS. And so anyway, I found on this website, a one that would do the job. And then I also found that they do some kind of like finance app thingy where you basically, as long as you're paying a minimum amount every month, there's no interest on that. And I came so close to doing it, but I'm just so hesitant to do something where I can't actually like talk to somebody about it. And I don't mean like somebody I know, because I called up Simone and asked her, and she was like, do what you want, basically. If you think you can do it, but if you don't. Which I don't know. I kind of rely on both Simone and Samantha to make me realize how stupid things are before I do them. So if I'm not asking one, I'm going to ask the other. So I decided not to do it, but it's kind of, I don't know. You know, I've been doing YouTube for a little while now, but it's not like I'm not like cracking. I put an Instagram post up the other day about how stoked I was that I had 25 subscribers. You know, and it's not even like, yes, I'm a YouTube partner. Yes, you know, I have an AdSense account and all that kind of nonsense. But realistically, I'm not trying to make this into like a career or anything. I just like doing it, and my enjoyment of doing it is, I find, is limited by what I can put out. And you know, I kind of feel bad about the really minimal production level of these videos. So I really want to get some equipment. I mean, the Fiona and Murray and the kids, I suppose, got me a compact camera for Christmas, which is amazing. And I really, you know, the next step is really just to get at least a laptop. I'm kind of thinking laptops. I never used to think, you know, that laptops were a good idea. Not really sure why. Maybe just because probably for the prices that I could afford, they were kind of severely underpowered. But then having said that, the last two computers I've had were, you know, government refurbs. You know, we're talking about like hour and 20 minute rendering times, which I suppose it was okay for me back in the day, because I would just put that on and then watch TV or something and just hum away in the background. But yeah, preferably not trying to sit around. And plus, it was never stable. It really wasn't. It was like a you know, 32-bit Windows 7, I believe, was the last computer that I had, and it was just not stable. It was that computer was barely, and to be honest, I don't really know the specs, but it was barely coping with rendering I don't know, you have to look back at my old videos, but I think they're around the 5-6 minute mark or something like that, and it was struggle street. There was times where I had to basically close, well, not even, it wasn't me making the decision to close the program, it would just shut down. And the whole thing would crash. I would have to close the program, sometimes restart my computer before it would reopen properly, and just hope that all of the, you know, probably half an hour, 40 minutes of editing that I've been doing before it crashed had been saved. There's one thing about that was kind of, it was my saving grace, really. I honestly, I would have raged if it didn't have this function, but every 2 minutes or so, it would take a snapshot and save. So, you know, thankfully you wouldn't lose too much of what you had already done. But yeah. Anyway, so I guess, I don't know, this video is really just a gripe. Just a gripe. It got really dark all of a sudden, by the way. But I guess the point that I'm getting at is that while I'm going to continue like this for a while, or at least the foreseeable future, I do plan to put out a better product, for lack of a better word, but that's going to involve me making some changes in my lifestyle and habits, that, to be honest, I have needed to make probably since high school. Yeah, so yeah, but you can be assured that there will be no GoFundMe page started to buy a new computer. I've got to do this properly. But anyway, thanks for listening. Complain. Been just sitting out here for the last, I don't even know what time it is, the last good while. Yo, I'm on 1%.